That package has immediate benefits in terms of $1 trillion per annum addition to the global economy, per GDP, $1 trillion of GDP per year. And also the creation of 21 million jobs. The significance of that aspect of it is that bulk of these benefits actually accrue to the developing economies. The second, which I think is even a more important significance of Bali, is the fact that this is the first time in 18 years since the establishment of the WTO that we have had an agreement on a multilateral basis. Any business today, even an SME now, is participating in global commerce because everybody's actually, supply chains have been so atomized that there are small parts that even very small SMEs from developing countries can participate in. What this does is actually lower the cost of doing cross-border business. It harmonizes duties, it makes the rules more transparent, the customs forms easier to fill out. Simple things like that. But what it does is reduce the cost of doing cross-border trade and investments by 10 to 15%. And that's a huge number. And that will benefit everybody that participates in cross-border commerce. When the WTO was established, or when the GATT was established 60 years ago, okay, we had 50 members. Today, we have almost 160 members, 159 to be exact. So with that number of people now involved, all with diverse aspirations, I feel it's very important to think about a decision-making process that fits the times. We need to think about the global progress on negotiations as a series of perhaps sectoral improvements and on like-minded people who can actually join in to actually make something work, the plurilateral approach, but with the idea that all the other members can elect to join at any time on their volition. Not the original members that formed the group, but the other members that were outside the group can come in at any time they want. Okay, not an exclusionary, but an inclusive type group. And then I think also it's very important that we should never forget the real spirit of the Doha development agenda is that it has to be inclusive growth. Well, trade facilitation is good for the entire world, the developing and the developed. Yes, it would take some work for the developing countries actually to put in the training, the infrastructure, the capacity building to take full advantage. But they will. And indeed, it is important for them to actually use this as an opportunity to upgrade themselves. And in fact, as a companion to this development on the WTO, multilateral agencies like the World Bank and so on have actually provided funding for the developing economies who do not have the right infrastructure and the capacity to actually put in the right infrastructure. So this is a perfect opportunity for the developing world to actually upgrade themselves. And you upgrade themselves, they upgrade themselves for a purpose, is to have the immediate benefits of being able to participate in the benefits of this trade facilitation package. We have really reestablished the centrality of the multilateral system. All these agreements are very nice. You know, even the bilateral agreements, I'm sure if it's done in the right way, adds incrementally to the entire global trading picture, as well as the regional agreement. But they all add incrementally. They all actually have made the assumption that there is a bedrock. There is an infrastructure on which all of these rest, and that is the multilateral system. So I think a lot of the effort post-Bali would be on how do we actually now update, improve the multilateral system, and how can we actually perhaps do some things that are immediately beneficial to the entire world along multilateral lines.